Hello Brawler Knights, welcome to another blockchain brawler, not just news but also tips and tricks. And that's right, we're going to talk a little bit about strategy because we have some interesting event coming to you this weekend. So before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow, and let's check out the Scotty Burn to Barry strategy. And let's begin with a little recap for the event, or rather the channel. Let's start off with the channel because it is important. One thing for sure is I've moved on from doing a daily market report to more updates because it's much more interesting, and I think it makes me make better videos, right, rather than a repeat template style video. That's one thing for sure. And of course I took about a week or two break from making any blockchain brawlers content, not because I ditched the game, I'm still here, just that I need a little bit of clear my mind and see how can I progress this channel and its information for blockchain brawlers. That's why every time we have an update we will do one video for sure. And there's a small little thing, there is a patch notes that I forgot to go through, but it is not a deal breaker because it's not a big thing other than some small little fees, which we're gonna take a look later. But more importantly is the Scotty Burn event. Now this is important for players who are already in the game since day one. For you new players out there, well, stick a while and stay tuned, and I'm actually gonna break down why you should upgrade to Barry ASAP. And without further ado, let's start off with the most important information, which is the time and the date for the Scotty Burn event, which is starting on May 6th, which is tomorrow, starting from 10 a.m. PT, ET. That's why I say it's tomorrow rather than today, because I know some part of the world it's May 6th. But yeah, 10 a.m. PT, 1 a.m. ET, Friday, May 6th. That will run for 72 hours. That means the whole entire weekend. You can of course try to grind as much resources as you can. Is because of this, right? We need at least 13,500 brawl plus 10 gold, and of course you need an you need a Scotty, right, without the cosmetic. And this is important because yes, it is a little bit more expensive. I'm gonna put some math down below later, and we're going to do a breakdown why Scotty is better. Why you should upgrade your Scotty if you're a day one player. And if you're not a day one player, if you have the resource, you should also get Barry instead of, upgrade to Barry instead of crafting a new Barry. I think there's some small little math that I've tried to fine tune for the past few weeks just to make this great. And so here comes the fun bit, right? So with the new patch, Scotty is earning 11 brawls with 6% gold drop rate per match versus Barry at 25 brawl for 5% gold per match. And if we look at the price, Scotty is 5,000 brawl, 13 gold, whereas Barry is 18,250 brawl and 22 gold. There's a big price difference, right? It is at least, I did the calculation, that's why it's up here in the screen, right? 3.65, or at least 3.5 times more. And of course, if we look at the brawl earnings, 11 to 25 is definitely not 3 times more, right? And that is where the math changes, because we need to actually minus the ring cost. If we don't minus the ring cost, yes, then that Scotty is technically cheaper. Having 3 Scotty is better than having 1 Barry, if you're looking at that, because 3 Scotty would be 33 brawl versus 25 brawl. That's a huge significant difference. Plus 3 Scotty, which means I have 3 times more, technically, more gold drop rate, right? It's technically not 3 times 6, but it's 3 times of rolling 6%, and therefore actually going with that notion, if we are going to work with that math, yes, Scotty is definitely better than Barry. But this is the part where the math changed the moment you factor in some costs and of course Scotty's limitation. So there you have it. Scotty YI will earn 2 brawl net per match versus Barry at 16 brawl per match. That's a lot. That's a big difference, huge difference, which means Barry is 8 times better than Scotty. if we were to compare Brawl earning, sure, if you're calculating the gold drop rate and chance, things will be a little bit different. But the reason why I'm not calculating gold instead is that if you're gonna field 8 Scotties, right, you need a legendary ring, and the legendary ring upkeep is not 9 Brawl and not 9 Brawl. It's not 9 Brawl and 0.03 gold per match. It's actually a little bit different. Come to think of it, it's actually the same. It's actually the same. That means your upkeep is way more than Barry already. That concludes the simple math. Barry is better. Yeah, because you have to calculate all the other Scotties. No, it's that, because 8 times, unless the only thing that Scotty is better than Barry is that when gold hits a particular threshold, which is 8 times better than Brawl, and by hitting that particular earning, it's gonna take some time. Definitely not within this week, for sure. Next month, maybe, perhaps next 2 months, maybe. You can't think of it. It is possible, it is plausible, but will it happen right now? The answer is no. Short answer, you are much better off with Barry right now if you can upgrade to. Actually, if you're going to run Scotty White, I personally upgrade to Barry. It's going to be way better. And of course, the last part is the most important part is, can Scotty still equip gears? The answer is no. Simple as that. With the new patch, Scotty is actually very useless when it comes to equipping gear, and that's where Barry comes in play. By just equipping Brass Knuckles, right? Yes, Scotty White Eye does get better gold yield, but just 1% difference, but it has a negative brawl on 4.15. That is net brawl, okay, that's not gross. Whereas Barry, you get 20.35 brawl per match with a 9% gold. And of course, if we look at, if we're going to cross-check with Scotty's gold, it's really better. So technically speaking, Barry in general, sure, it is a bit more expensive to begin with, but at the same time, that initial, or rather that price bump, or that capital that you invest in Barry, actually I should not use the word invest, but it's technically invest anyway, you get a better return overall in general. If you're gonna run one brawler, Barry is the way to go. Plus, it is cheaper with the new burn event. So I would suggest, my recommendation is grab Barry as best as you can. Of course, if you cannot, Scotty White Eye is still a good brawler to hold, and you just have to work your way up to Barry the longer route, which is not so favorable, because we do not know whether the Scotty to Barry burn event will come back. It could be a one-time limited event, or it could be a repeated event in the future. We never know. This is all up to the dev. But the way I see it, Barry. Look at Barry. Barry and gears. Sweet. So before we end our little Scotty burn event, of course we want to check a little bit of a patch note. 040, the reason why I didn't really cover this is one, the improvement, or rather the major changes inside the patch 040 is not game shattering. I would say it's mainly not gameplay. It's mainly some UI, added 24 new tracks. Okay, I guess that's a very important thing. Added more option to exchange tab. Okay, blah blah blah, yada yada. Build number version, which is nice. WebKit using latest match gear. So basically 24 new tracks, and the withdrawal fee from 6 to 8%. This is not a big impact for players who are already earning in Brawl in-game and not withdrawing. They basically just self-upgrade. But of course, this is I wouldn't say ninja update, but it is a necessary update for people who are dumping Brawl non-stop. Not to say it discourages you to withdraw Brawl, but for some people, they just build a fleet of farms, and when they start dumping, it hurts the player base in general. And that's it. That's all I have for you for today. And of course, I'm gonna look forward to the Scotty Burn event. Hopefully you get some Barry. So before I end, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next Brawl update. Yeah. Yeah, no, Barry is nice, right? It's one small little tip if you made up this far. Barry, BK, fantastic. Barry, trash can, best budget built.